Well, that's a nice start. Lovely fish. Oh, then there's another one. Look, this is what we want to see. Oh, baby! And there we go. Proper jungle warfare in this bed. But is the comeback on? Lovely match-sized fish. Right, morning everyone. It's my first live match of the year. Come to a new venue for me, Barby Banks up near Rugby. Heard loads of good things. It's a beautiful looking venue. It's good turnout today. There's 24, 25 on it, all round the lake. And I've drawn peg 35, which there was a bit of a joke about this when I got here this morning, because there's been a couple of live matches from other companies over the years here, and they always draw this peg, and they said I'd draw it, and I have. An absolute screamer in the summer. Not so good at the moment, I'm being told. You want to be up in the wind a little bit, but who knows? It looks really inviting. Got a big overhanging tree, as you'll see when we go into the video. Just having a plumb up at the moment. It's really shallow. Like, I've got 2 foot in most of the peg. There is a bit of deep water by the tree and stuff. I'm sure there'll be a few fish hanging around there, and a really shallow mud line, which we had a frost this morning, but it's going to get it's going to be the warmest day of the year probably as the day goes on. So hopefully a few will move up in that shallow water. I'm just going to finish getting plumbed up, but going to be really simple though. I'll talk you through my rigs as we get going. Like I say, it's really shallow, so I don't need a lot of kit. Bit of hook and hold against that tree. Bait wise, there's a lot of silvers in here which we're not really looking for, so it's pellets, meat or corn, and anyone that knows me knows exactly which route I'm going to go down. I don't think I'm going to put anything else on my tray but some meat. I know what I'm doing with it. I don't know the venue, so I might as well do what I'm comfortable with, just try and work it out. I think the biggest thing today is finding the exact depths where the fish want to be. I've got anything from like 10 inches over to 3 foot by the tree, and there will be a depth where they want to be after a cold night and a warm day. So hopefully we're just going to talk you through it as we go. I'm expecting a slow start, and the fishing should pick up as the day goes on. I'm just going to show you where I've plumbed up and where I'm planning on fishing. Set up some really light rigs because it's no depth at all. Just 0.2 stubbies. First line, I'm thinking with it being warm and really bright and still, the fish are going to be around some cover. So set up a line right at the back there. It's only like 20 inches, so just a tiny little rig. Just going to tap some bait in on that. I've set another rig up exactly the same. It actually shallows up a touch as I go down my peg over there, where I can just work my way along the far bank. Might just chase fish around the first couple of hours, I'm thinking. I'll show you with this rig. The next area, I've got one of our mudline floats. It's really shallow over in that far bank. As the day goes on and the fish start to feed, with it being warm, they may want to be in that shallow water. So I've got a rig set up for there. Other lines I'm going to fish. This is the deepest area of the peg, but this rig's too short. It's about 3 foot there. Obviously it's a massive fish holding spot, especially on a bright day. There's going to be some fish hopefully sat under that tree. Had to step gear up a little bit to fish there, because we are going to have some fun getting them in, but we've got to go to where the fish are. And finally, I've got sort of 3 foot down this edge. There's a tree there. Again, a bit of cover. And I don't want to feed a lot of bait anywhere today, because I think the fishing is going to be quite hard from what people are saying. That's the area where I am going to feed a bit of bait, throw a bit of meat as the day goes on, try and set that up. If they do want to have a feed late on, I've got somewhere with a bit of bait in. Dead simple day. Hopefully things go to plan, but I think it's going to be really tricky. It's a 6-hour match. From what people are saying, like the first half of the match, if I can catch four fish in the first 3 hours, that's how it is. It's really slow, and then it'll get better as the day goes on. So just going to chase them around, hopefully feed next to nothing, just tapping a few cubes of meat, and then build up my 2 where I think is going to be my best swims, with a bit of bait for later in the day. Dead simple. Let's hope it works. Right, so it's the start of the match. I'm going to start across on that. It's just a touch deeper, only like a couple of inches against the far bank towards the tree. Real light rig, just 4 strung out little shot. Cube of meat on the hook, and I'm just going to literally tap in like 3 or 4 bits of meat. It's a bit awkward with some overhanging stuff there. It takes us a minute to get used to where we're putting it, but I'm literally just going to start there. I don't want to feed a lot this first half of the match. Just think anything's going to be sat away from us at the moment. And I've got the cover from the tree and everything there, so not feeding anywhere else to start with. As I said earlier, from what people have told me, it's all going to be about the second half of the match, so it's just about catching 3 or 4 fish. It doesn't sound a lot in the first 3 hours, but that is what we've been told to expect, especially with a frost last night. So it's just about not blowing my peg up at this early stage. I'm going to try these depths, work my way along the 3 or 4 swims I've got. Just be patient until anything really changes out. The only other line I can try at this, I think that was a bite then. This early stage is down by that cover. I've had to put some proper gear on. It's going to be pulling to get them out there, but there could be some fish, especially with Brighton still sat under there, so that'll be the only other line I try at this stage. I'm not going to feed I'm going to build my edge up more positively that second half of the match, throwing some meat, but I don't see the point in feeding any bait there yet. It's just going to be a really slow and steady feel it into the day, I think. You can't see it through the tree there, but behind the tree the lake actually goes off and that splits off, so there should be a lot of fish moving through here, hopefully. We do really want to be in the wind, they're saying, and the wind's up that end, but with the cover here, I'd still like to think I'm going to catch a few. I'm in no rush, as I say. I'd probably spend 20 minutes on each line, have 2 or 3 feeds, just tap 3 or 4 bits of meat out each time, and just work my way into it. Could easily panic and start feeding lots of bait early on, like trying to make something happen, and it actually just makes the peg worse for later on. You get a volume of bait there. If the fish are a bit iffy, which they're going to be with the conditions again, you might get that they just won't come into your bait, and when the fishing is better later on, I've ruined the peg. So I'm not going to feed any other areas. I'll just feed where I'm fishing and then move along. I'm almost just trying to set a little trap when I go on it. I don't want any bait there at all, so I'm literally just tapping the bait in here at the moment. When I can start a new line up, I can feed some bait. I can obviously come back to these as the day goes on. I'm just trying to locate any little balls of fish at the moment. It's warm enough to feed a little bit of bait. It's not dobbing, but it's almost the same principle. I'm just trying to find a fish, trick him into having the bait at the moment. I won't leave it too long before I go and tap 3 or 4 more bits of meat in. I still want to be getting something through the water. But obviously if I'm not getting lots of bites, there's not a lot of fish eating it. So it's just putting a tiny little bit through, trying to catch their eye almost. And there we go. Well, that's a nice start. Not a big fish, but it's actually an F1. Oh, camera. It's more of a brown goldfish, I would say. But there's a separate net for them. But that's actually a lovely start. There's all little fish all silvers, and anything under £2 is a separate net. So he's in that one. Obviously got my pro clicker so I can keep an eye on all my nets. I'm just taking a little trimming shot off there. But That's a lovely start. So there's literally no reason to do anything different. Literally counting 5 bits of meat in my pot and repeat the process. I like to think that fish has eaten not just my hook bait. He would have probably ate 2 or 3 of the pieces there. Might have ate them all. So I'm not building up lots of bait on the bottom, and it's literally like going out and starting afresh. So tip them in. I'm tipping them from quite a height because I'm feeding very little, so I want to make it as attractive as I can. Clicked him as a pound on the clicker. Lovely start. So tackle wise, I've got a 2 metre power kit on, like the short kit, with the 14 to 16, the yellow slicking, which should have plenty of control. And mainline wise, it's 020 soft steel to an 016 hook length, and a 14x1, which is just perfect. I'm fishing 7mm meat. Just bury it in a piece of meat. On my rigs over there, like I say, 0.2 stubby slims. It's really shallow. And I have set one of the mudline floats up for the really shallow water. The only rig that's any different, in all honesty, is the one for fishing right underneath this tree. Just stepped up. It's 023 to 018, the same hook, and I've got just to step the elastic up a grade to the green, the 16 to 18. If I hook a carp there, I'm going to have some fun and games, so I want to put things in my favour. But dead simple. And hopefully we're going to have a few bites. That's a lovely start. Oh, my turn. So I had 2 or 3 more feeds after that first fish. I was just thinking I'm going to move lines, and I've gave it 1 more feed. Tap like another 4 or 5 cubes of meat in, and it's literally gone straight away. We've managed to get it away from the tree, which is the first hard part done. Next door's just had a carp on just before that. He's still playing his now. I think he's foul looked, as he says, but that's an encouraging sign. There are a few carp this end, and they've both opened their mouths. Courtney next door, who I know, he was saying this end won't be very good with the wind blowing that way, so it's encouraging. We've both just had a carp. If I get this in, it's in the mouth, so no reason I shouldn't. That's 2 fish in the first 25 minutes, so that's well on course for what I wanted this early part of the match. Fight really well in here. There he is. Nice fish for £4. Not going to hold him up because he seems very lively, but there we go. Yeah, good £4. Just continue the process now. I was just thinking I was going to actually come away from the far bank and have a look in that deeper water, just because where it's been cold at night. Just thinking under that tree they might be there, but I've had that across, and let's say next door he's had his tight across as well, so I'm going to continue with what I'm doing for now. As I say, it's certainly not manic. I've had 2 bites in the first 25 minutes, but at the same time that's quite good from what I was expecting. So fishing right tight in. I've just shortened the line down a little bit so I can push it right against that cover. I just think anything moving through at the moment is going to be sat away from us anglers. I've got an opening there where they're going to come round, and hopefully a few pop out from under that tree. Obviously I've gone down a one sort of bait route. I've only got some meat out. I have got some micras and a bit of mushy meat, which we'll go into later for fishing on the mud line if I need them. I think as the day goes on and when them fish are starting to feed, I think that really shallow water could be very good. But I think it's, well, I'm sure it's too early for it now. Again, I've only got one little spot where it's shallow. I don't want to put bait in there now and sort of ruin it for later if they don't come in on it and be too much bait. So just playing the patient game at the moment. Other than our fish here, he's got another one on now. Is that the same one?
What?
A different one?
No, mate, different one, yeah. The first one was about £4.
So he's just had another one next door, so, and he was saying how poor an area that is. If you go round from him, the lake comes to an end just past him, so he's not drawing a lot of fish in from anywhere. And he said normally if the wind's not down this end, that's like this bit isn't as good, but it's obviously he's had a couple, so hopefully that means there's a few down here. Yeah. Oh! I just missed the bite myself there. I was just talking to the cameraman. That's all plumed the bottom up as well. That was definitely a carp. Yeah, Courtney next door. He comes. He's well known for just turning up and winning matches everywhere. Though he fishes. He comes over to a few of the local venues around my way. Very good angler. So it takes some. I've got to go some to beat him because he knows the place very well. But that was very encouraging. Say he's had 2 carp in 2 casts, and I've had one and just missed a bite and had one sort of swirl off. So I'm just going to start sneaking my bait in a little bit more now. I don't want to be missing those bites. There's obviously a few starting to come in. Starting to get a little, like, quite excited. I think we are actually going to get a few bites. Do have to pull a bit when you hook them. We've got to put the pole straight under the water and get the pole round to the side just to keep them away from that tree. You can't moan at pegs like that because they're normally fish holding spots as well. So. And there we go, there's the next one. Definitely starting to come to life a lot quicker than I was expecting. As I say, I've got to keep that pole low, pull them right out the way. Oh, and that one has actually come off. I don't know whether it's touched the root and broke my hook length or if it's just pulled out. No, it's just I've just pulled out of him trying to get him away. But I'm sure it won't be the last one we lose here either, but nice to be getting some bites. Right, so to be honest, I've not got on very well. I went back to my original line. I've had a couple of bites, but you're just striking to thin air. So I've just moved line, started again on the other side, and I've got another goldfish straight away. But got told it's all trying to avoid the silvers, like bigger baits, hard baits. And Courtney's actually doing really well. I think he's had 6 next door, catching steady, and he's fishing micros and expanders. So maybe had some false information, or that's just right as it's going. So made my choice now, so I'm just trying to make it work. But that's the first feed on a new line, and I have had a bite. Sure, it is going to get better, but I don't want to fall too far behind. And he has, I say, he's got probably 25 pound, and I've got 6 or 7 at the moment. So I need to start making something happen a little bit. Not seen, again, to my left, I've not seen anything, but he's fishing a lovely steady match across there. And he's had a lot of those goldfishy things, but he is catching them quite steady. So I need those carp to start opening their mouths a little bit at the moment. The wind's been a real pain as well. I'm tempted to go and set a a heavier rig up now. Oh, there was a bite straight away again. See, just started this new line. I've been a bit more positive now, putting a whole medium toss pot of meat in, and it seems better. Struggled to get me rigging a little bit over there with the wind, laying on odd little bits of reed and that. Just come over here where it's a bit cleaner. See, there's an indication there again. Maybe I've just been in the wrong spot. It's exactly the same depth. Right, so I say it's not quite really anything happening at the moment. I've just decided I've got to be a bit more positive, I feel. I wasn't going to loose feed this line by the tree. I've just put some hemp and meat in, and from now on I'm just going to keep throwing like 8 bits of meat on it. I just want somewhere where I can start putting a run of bites together, because I don't feel like it's really happening at the moment. While I've got that pole pot on, there's a bit of reed out there. I just want to move out of the way, ready for later if I can. The rig's really not sitting well. There's just a couple of bits. I'm just going to move them. They're only sunk in the water. That's got them moved. Just going to stop for a minute. I'm going to that short line and the little tiny 0.2 float. Don't feel that's quite right now. The wind's picking up a little bit more. Just going to stop and set a heavier one up. Get myself set up. Put something like a 0.5. So I can hold it really steady against that far bank. Another stubby. Yeah, and just start again. Be a bit more positive from now. I feel like there's an odd fish here. Not loads, but I feel like I should have caught a couple more than I have. So just going to stop at 5 minutes, get myself set up and be a bit more positive. So be back with you hopefully with some good news. There we go. Straight away. I had a quick breather. I was having a bit of a meltdown because I knew I'd got it not quite right. I've put a heavier rig on. My light rigs were fine very early on, and then the winds got up and I've tried to make them work. It wasn't right. I've put a 1/2 gram rig on now. No messing around. Keep the rig steady, and I've started feeding some micros. And like the difference it's made straight away. I've had an indication. I just know I'm doing it right now. And the second feed, like I say, I've missed one straight away. Then I've hooked this one and making a beeline for them trees. But it's a good fish. I saw it come up when I hooked it. It's not a little one by any means. And there we are. Similar size to the first, 4.5 pound I would say. Still just a piece of meat on the hook, 3 or 4 bits in the pot, but just adding some micros, and that seems to have made a massive difference. And now I've got that heavier rig on. I've started priming that line. There's a few fish here. I feel I could just hold my rig a lot steadier now and set that little trap with the micros. Much better where I'm fishing there as well. It's exactly the same depth. Just with that wind, I was struggling to hold it in against all that vegetation that on my other line. I can actually hold the rig nice and still and be a bit more patient now. Oh, and that's come off. It's gone round the branch. Oh. Can't say it's going very well at the moment. We're 2.5 hours in. I just can't string any bites together. Can't see a lot being caught to my left. The only angler I can see that's catching, I can only see a couple across there, not seeing a lot there. Courtney's caught ever so steady next door. We both had a couple early on, but he's carried on catching, and I just can't really string 2 bites together. Whereas he's shipping back. They're not all big fish by any means. Like I say, brown goldfish has just had a chub. But He's caught fairly steady across on that one, down that one hole, and I'm having to move about all over the place just to try and find a bite at the moment, which is a bit frustrating on my part, but I'm assured it's going to get better the second half. I really need a good run. I'm going to need a good run to even catch him up now. There's very few signs. No liners or anything. I've started feeding the micros, which is what he's feeding across. And I can't say it's made any difference. I caught that one straight away. But then I've waited half hour for another bite, just rotating lines. So I've just cut some, there is a little indication then, I think. Just cut some little bit of mush and a palm full of micros across on the mud. Again, I've not seen anything come in there yet. We finally just managed to hook another one. I'm not sure it's in the mouth, in all honesty. Oh, it is. It had just wrapped round it a minute ago. Yeah, I'm getting an odd indication over that side now. But I'm going to drop him straight in, I think. Yeah, just started to get an odd indication. I'm back on my very original line by that tree. Maybe there's been some fish under there, and we are coming to that time of day they're going to start coming out. I fished in front of it as well, not had a bite, which the two areas I was expecting to be good, but I started that new line up in the same depth across that way. Had two there and then nothing. So I've gone back to it a few times and not had a sign. This feels like my best place to get a bite again now. I have, like I say, I've put some bait over a little bit, not loads, just a palm full of micros on that really shallow water. There's been nothing coming on it at all yet. I'm not going to put any more there. I'd like to say I'm still hopeful I'm a bit behind. I'm certainly behind there. I don't know about elsewhere. So I feel that's going to be my best shot of catching in that shallow water if they move up there, but they don't seem very keen at the moment. Very few fish moving around, in all honesty. We're just shy of halfway, so there's a long way to go yet, but it's been a very slow first half, which in all honesty was what I was expecting. I'm about where I wanted to be. I've got five fish, and I said like 6 fish the first half, 4 to 6 fish. It's just thrown me with next door. He's caught really well. He has stopped now, actually. He's slowed right up, but he's had a really good spell. A lot better than anyone was expecting. So fair play to him. He's fished a very nice tidy match there from what I've seen. I've got a quid on with him as well, so it doesn't look very good for that at the moment. But have you had any down that edge yet? Oh, we're in again. Just starting to wake up. So there's just all of a sudden I've just started to get some signs there, but and they are good stamp fish. So. Is the comeback on? Yeah, I've just had 2 in 2 chucks. Just had That's what this peg's like. I don't know if you heard that. Everyone just talking to next door, and I've just had those two in literally 5 minutes, and he said this is what this peg's like. It all of a sudden just springs to life. So maybe they have just been sat under that tree and it's feeding time. I'd love to go out and get another one. This put in. That's the best 10-minute spell I've had. That one's done it. Don't think anything's coming back. I actually got it all back. I've got something to work with now. I'm getting some bites. Right, so I had those couple and then it slowed up. Apparently it slowed up for everyone. It never got started here. But I've just dropped in by the tree. Where I've been loose feeding the meat and it's gone straight away. So fingers crossed. That's the start of something, but I said that earlier and we never caught anything else. So nice little light rig I've got there in the deep water. Just tapping some meat in. Thought that was going to come good across, and I had those two quickly, then I hooked another one and lost it, and then I never had another bite over there. It's really weird. There's another one there though. It's not a big fish, but it's actually a skimmer or a hybrid. I'll take anything at the moment. I'm just plumbing up, going a bit further under in the shade, I think. The lake seems to have slowed up bite for everyone apparently. He has got one on next door, but it's the first one he's had in a while. He's just been on the phone to some of the others, and just feel like now the sun's come out, like it's proper bright and sunny. Just that bit of shade might help. Nice to get a couple of indications there. Need them all to be carp now, but and then just like that the bites have stopped again. It's just really weird. So there's another one on that meat under there. It's not hectic by any means, but it feels like you're getting an odd bite there now. Another 3 pound. Might have 30 pound now, so which isn't going to be good enough at the moment, but basically I think my match is just going to be doing these 2 lines. It's the only way I'm going to catch up now, the edge in there. Might have a look across yet again. That mud is just a waste of time. I've put quite a bit of bait over there. The only thing I might do is just ping a bit of meat now, so I've got a line across somewhere to drop in with some bait, because I've not been across for a while. I've got my catapult there, just to build another line up now. it has definitely, like, the anglers that were catching have definitely slowed up. 2 hours left yet, so a little run somewhere and you could soon be back in the hunt. So I've got another one down under that tree. It's starting to come good at long last. Started feeding a bit of bait. I'm catapult. Oh, it's come off. It was in the mouth as well. Still feel like something's starting to happen. I've started pinging some meat across. Just going to flick between these 3 lines now. Trying to be a bit more positive. Like loose feed in there and catapulting across. Like, there's not been a fish caught. Even next door, who's had a brilliant first 3 hours, he can't get a bite now. So yeah, just going to ping a bit of meat in them reeds as well. Just flick between them 3 lines now. Try and I've got to make something happen now because it's should be feeding time at the zoo, but it's gone the other way. But I've not had them early fish, so I've got to just attack now. Got nothing to lose. So. Yeah, there is an odd bite now. This one's really angry. Just got to keep that pole low and keep them out. But I feel it is starting to improve slightly. I am getting an odd indication, just being a bit more positive and moving around. I haven't got this one in yet, and he's determined he's going over them that far side. But yeah, just feeding a bit more bait now, and this time of day it does seem to have slowed up for everyone. So I'm just trying to set myself up for like a strong finish. Yeah, it's but we've got him. If I can just start picking a few more off on them 3 lines. I've discounted everything else now, and yeah, at least I am getting a few indications now. It's better than it was. But it is time of day, but so it seems to have slowed up for a lot of people. So if I can tick over a little bit this last hour and a half or whatever we've got, might just, I'm never going to win the match, but just trying to sneak in a little bit. Like next door, I don't think he'd caught a carp there until half hour ago, and he has caught a couple now. So, definitely slowed up down there, but he's done brilliant there, because it's not supposed to be very good, but missed the wind there. He's been in like a little sun trap. I think that's probably helped, and a lot of room, but fair play to him. He's fished a nice match as well. Probably thrown me a little bit watching him, because he's just what he's caught compared to everyone else up this straight is just, well, no one's caught anywhere near what he has, and he's been the bloke in my eyesight. So yeah, it probably has misguided my match slightly, if anything. I know they have caught on the favoured pegs, apparently up in the 50s, which is where everyone said you wanted this morning. But I think for the rest it's been really tough. Hindsight, some expanders would have been a good thing, like I say. I think you could have just tapped some expanders in. That's how he's certainly caught a lot of those goldfish and an odd carp before he's caught elsewhere. Just had that nice start. So if I came back at this time of year, I would probably do that. Got told, like I say, got told not to bother with things like that because you'd get bitted out. But it was obviously the right thing to do today. And it's, yeah, just, this is the problem I have got. You go on a line and you catch one and you just don't seem to get a run. So it's going to be about moving around and just setting myself up on these 3 lines now. Just being quite proactive and moving around, and hopefully somewhere I do get a nice little run as the day goes on. We're getting into that time of day where it should be at its best now, so. Right, so hour to go. It's not been very good, but it's as you've seen, it started nicking and nodding. We were just going to do this and it's gone under, but what's happened is it's all of a sudden gone really warm. It's been lovely and sunny, but it's been cold, and all of a sudden the sun has come out, and I just said I think they've come in on the mud line now, because that's why this is such a good peg apparently in the summer, because it's got shallow water. It's one of the very few pegs here that has. So I've just chucked a load of micros in with my meat mush. Just made so I've just got a mix of it now. Put a large toss pot on, and just as we were going live with an hour to go, I've had my first one, but I've seen a couple come in before that, and all of a sudden it's a lot. Like I feel like there's going to be a few coming there. Wind's a little bit tricky still. I can tuck my pole into the far bank, but if I could catch across there for the last hour, it could be all right. There's some big fish in this lake apparently, and that's the sort of place where you're going to catch them, in that shallow water. It's definitely the time of day. It's definitely warmed up. Hopefully that just spurs a few into coming across there. But oh, then there's another one. Look, this is what we want to see. Oh baby! Good fish as well again. Oh, there's a camera behind me. That's what we came for. What? Hero. Hero, you've got 3 times what I've got. So, process for this, very simple. Just a piece of meat on the hook. And so I've got some meat mush, and I've put a load of mics in, large toss pot. Just ship straight out, empty the pot, and then set the rig over it. That wind's still a bit of a nuisance coming through, so if it does start blowing, because I only got a short line to hold it there, I can just so empty the pot without making too much noise. And then what I'm actually doing is just not having time to empty my pot. That's what I'm doing. Perfect scenario. If it goes like that every cast for the last hour, we might be all right. But yeah, as I was saying, you can just tuck your pole, literally push the top kit into the mud almost. It just steadies the rig. It's a great way when that wind's tricky, because you want a short line for fishing this method. Empty the pot, and then I'm just literally holding it there, look. Last half hour's been brilliant, in all honesty. Once that not the water should I say, once the temperatures finally start to rise, because that wind's been really cold, all of a sudden there's a load of heat in it. I've gone back across in that shallow water, and it's been, I've had one every chuck. That's the first chuck just now where I haven't. I've just had to refeed, but that mud is just. Oh, I was just going to say that mud's just completely gone, and it went. Proper jungle warfare in this bed, but there you go. I like a bit of that. Lovely match-sized fish. Proper angry as well. A lot of commons. Lovely fish. Good 5-pounders again. So we're on the last 10 minutes now. It's slowed up a bit across now, but I've just sat over there now. In all honesty, could have probably come short and had a look, but I'm still getting indications over there. I'm not going to win anything, so I've just carried on doing this because it's nice and enjoyable. They are good fish when you get one over there. Just noticeable that wind's just got up a touch. The temperature's just dropped ever so slightly, and that's enough. They're a bit spooky. They're still coming in. I am still catching them. Just hoping for like a couple more, finish the match. The standout is Matty on the end there. He's just missed a bite then. He's fished a brilliant match. But he's caught everywhere he's put his rig. He's had a flying start. I think he's had like £100 the first 2 hours across and down. He's caught down the edge really early as well. That's slowed up. He's caught a few this last half hour or so. He had a really slow spell. When I started catching, he sort of slowed up when it went really hot, and now the wind's got up again and the temperature's cool. They seem to have he's catching again, so it just shows you what a massive difference the weather does have on the water, especially at this time of year. I hope he's won it, because he has, like I say, there's clearly been some fish in front of him, but he's done a good job of catching them as well. So which would be, like I say, fair play to him. I know they've caught a load up in the favoured areas up there, so I don't think we're even going to sneak in the frame. I've only got, I'll say only, I've had a day's fishing 70 odd pound, maybe 75 pound. Nice day's fishing in the end. If they'd have rocked up over there an hour earlier when that we were catching really, really well over there, but apart from that, it's just been a nip and tuck sort of day. I'm not saying I haven't enjoyed it. The fishing, I can see how good the fishing could be here. I imagine that once this water's warmed up, it's absolutely insane because it's full of fish. I'd definitely like to come back again at some stage. Other matches allowing. Definitely come and have a go. Good turnouts as well. I think there's a lot of short and edge fishing in the summer. They catch well in excess of £300 in the summer, so there's obviously a lot of fish in here. I think that's it. Well done, Courtney. What? Never coming back? Why'd you bother today? Why are you bothered today then? Just wanted to show us all up on camera, didn't you? He's done my head in. Every time I look round, he's had a fish on today.
But no.
He has drawn a flyer though.
Yeah,
He was telling me it's the worst peg on
you
here.
say that every week. Wherever I draw, you say it's a flyer.
Peg 103 is any good.
You say it every time, wherever I draw.
So match has finished, we've weighed in, we've had £73. Been a tricky day in all honesty. Courtney on 103 on the end there, who's been telling me it's not a very good peg all day, has smashed the match with nearly £140, 135, somewhere around there. He's caught across, he's had £100 the first sort of half of the match before it slowed up. And then there's been, I think there's a couple of low hundreds, like 102 and 100, a couple of 90s. We've been just out the frame. Really frustrating day, if I'm honest. Everyone said it's a great peg, but needs to be a bit warmer for it because it's really, really shallow across. We've got a great mud line, which I did catch on the last hour, was really good when the sun warmed up. Before that, just never really got going anywhere. I thought I'd move around and pick an odd fish up, and I've just sat there for long periods not getting any bites. Speaking to others, like even not in my mud hole has been really shallow compared to theirs. Mine, I've got like 20 inches along the reeds. They've caught in like 3.5 foot against features. Not had that. The only feature I've got in any deeper water is the tree, and I've just not been there. Caught an odd little one there as the day went on, but yeah, bit frustrating really. I wish it had come warm an hour sooner. Lovely days fishing still. Fishing here are immaculate. Definitely going to come back, hopefully come back for a live match again when it's warmer, because the fishing looks absolutely superb. So until then, I will see you next time. Cheers.